And a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pacer Pit on the campus of the University of South Carolina, Aiken, for today's Peach Belt Conference soccer match between the USC Aiken Pacers and the Lander Bearcats. I'm Marcus Johnson, thanking you for joining us again. Should be an exciting match. Conference matchups usually are. We're just about ready to get underway. And here we go, Pacers with the ball to start things off. And they'll try to bring it up the field. Lander playing aggressive right out the starting gate. Ball still sitting around midfield. Pacers bringing it in now. Up the far side of the pitch. Into the back corner, and that's where it's going to roll out. And they're going to call that a corner kick for USC Aiken. Good way to start things off for the Pacers. And we'll test the Lander goalkeeper and the Lander defense early on here. Taking the corner kick for USC Aiken will be number 13, Willa Olson. And the kick is on its way. Bounces off ahead the wrong way for USC Aiken, the right way for Lander. And Olsen tries to punch it right back in. Runs into some Lander defense, and now the Bearcats will bring it on up. Into the Pacers' territory, still there as it's redirected back to the Bearcats. Attempted breakaway pass here, and that's going to draw an offsides call from the officials. This will take over, and Tasha Kwiatkowski will scoop it up in goal. And Kwiatkowski sends it on out of her own zone. Bearcats trying to get it into the middle of the field. Runs into a Pacer defender. Freeman was able to get in front of that pass, and now it's stolen away by Gressa Olsen and sent all the way on in by Caitlin Armstrong. Gressa Olsen trying to catch up to that one and apply some pressure. Lander keeping it away from her. Now Amanda Giordano trying to take the ball away, not able to as Lander still holds it. Keeping it in their own zone. Pacers turn to play aggressive now. Kept in. Now the Pacers is coming away with it, and they may have something going here as Sigmund brings it on in, tries to center it. Ball gets up stolen away right in front of the keep, and diving on top of it to prevent an offensive opportunity was the keeper, Sarah Owen. Sigmund almost got the ball up to Charlotte Manella, who almost had a free shot on goal. Now Lander bringing it into the Pacer territory very quickly now. Trying to get around the Pacer defense. Kwiatkowski comes out and scoops it up to prevent any offense from Lander. Drop kick out, around midfield and headed forward. Bearcats will bounce it around in the air a little bit. Try to bring it down and control it. Pacers back on the pressure with Alyssa Broad, the culprit. Dumped into the Lander end now. Manella trying to work with it, can as it's taken away by Lander on an interception. Still sitting around midfield. That's going to get around Amanda Raleigh, but there to bail her out was Alyssa Broad. Pass on up ahead to Gressa Olsen. She gets double teamed and tries to just dump it away, and the ball is will end up rolling out off of a Bearcat. That'll be tossed on in by the Pacers. That one goes off the head of Olsen and rolls out. This time, no Bearcat touched it, and we'll get a throw in from Mackenzie Yandel. Bearcats keeping his own. Ooh, almost intercepted by Willa Olsen, but it's back to the keeper, and Owen will send it on out to midfield. Armendariz heads it along. Pass up looking for Olsen. Just a little too far for her. Lander taking it away and bringing it up again. Handle on the pass. That one's broken up, but stolen right back by the Bearcats. Lander keeping it around midfield. Giordano can't intercept it. And it's trying to thread their way through the Pacer defense. Now, Giordano passes it along. Broad with it. Brings it up. Broad a long pass. Overshoots everybody. Running front, trying to catch up is Manella, and that's going to end up rolling out. And they will say that went out on... I didn't see the official call. It looks like... Yeah, okay, it went out on the Pacers. A quick throw in from Lander. Getting back to the midfield. Follow a little battle for it along the far end. And it rolls out again off the Pacers. Chipped on ahead. Long pass, good pass. Ball sitting around the goal, and that's going to roll out, and they will give a corner kick to Lander on this one. Either Emily Germstand or Chloe Lefranc will take it, as they are both over there. And the kick is on its way towards the goal. A header in the right direction, but Kwiatkowski comes up with the save to deny a goal and keep it scoreless. Booming kick from Kwiatkowski to get it to Gressa Olsen. She ends up getting double teamed, and the ball stolen right off her feet. Lander will pass back into their own zone to try to set something up. It might be stolen away by Olsen again. Gressa Olsen with the pressure, taps it ahead, gets it, tries to center it, and gets it behind everybody, but it's still a Pacer ball. Fought for. Giordano tips it ahead and ends up knocking down an opponent. She ended up knocking down Chloe Lefranc. And that will draw a whistle from the officials. Kicked on a line. Armendariz heads it. Back in for Gressa Olsen. Goes off a shoulder. And Lander with it again. Bringing it up the far end. Gets a long pass in. Broad catching up to it. Trying to cut off the lanes. Lander still with it. Centering pass. A little too high and a little too far. And it's just going to shift the field. Back into the near corner this time on the Pacer end. Good pass on ahead. Oh, and a nice little job there from the Pacer defense of Lauren Sigmund to break up any offensive attack. Cut in front of it before the shot could even be taken. And now the Pacers will try to set something up as they move it along. Past the midfield line. Lander still holds it, though. Trying to pop it on in through the Pacer defense. Broken on up, though, by Caitlin Armstrong. Still anybody's ball as it's sent back. Lander taking it over. Lefranc with it. Still holding on to it. She faces only one defender. Gets a good pass on off. Pacers still keeping it away from the keep. Now it's chipped on in ahead. But Broad will pick it up on the redirection. And now the Pacers will bring it up again. Short little pass to Armendariz, and she will get it on off to Madison Friedman. Armstrong kicks it up to Giordano. Giordano trying some fancy footwork. Ends up just passing it to Armendariz. Armendariz bringing it up. Still bringing it up. Runs into a defender. Still able to hold on to the ball for a little bit. Giordano sends it on in. Getting it towards the corner where it's a foot race. Olsen trying to get to it, and it's going to roll out. And it'll be a throw-in for the Pacers. Armstrong takes it off the throw and tries to thread it through the defender's leg, ends up getting tied up. And now Lander trying to clear it out. Lander still holding it in their zone. Now they'll bring it up a little bit as they have some room. Pass gets broken up by Raleigh. Almost would have been a dangerous pass for Juliette Vidal. Vidal almost had a clean breakaway towards the net had that pass gotten through. So the ball will be bounced around midfield for a little bit. And cleared back into the Pacer zone by Lander. Kwiatkowski runs out to scoop it up. And a drop kick into the way. We'll get a free kick here from Lander. Free kick from McCarthy. More of a pass. It's a long kick deep into the Pacers zone. Kwiatkowski scoops it away. Couldn't hold on to it, but he was able to redirect it with a hand and got it on up the line to Sigmund. Good job from Tasha Kwiatkowski. Playing very smart in goal today. Lander still keeping it in the Pacer end. Armstrong, though, will take it and boots it on out to Gressa Olsen. Olsen tries to a clearing pass, gets blocked, but Armstrong right there to bail her out and send it out. Olsen gets it off of a Lander pass, passes on up for her sister, and not before she gets knocked down, and a whistle from the ref stops play. A foul on Lander and a free kick for USC Aiken. Lauren Sigmund will take it. Good hard kick from Sigmund, but it runs right into the Lander defense. Redirected, though, by the Pacers. Bounces around. They're now working it up. Goes off the shoulder of Armstrong, but stays in bounds. Lander will try to bring it up along the side, and now it'll bounce out of bounds off of Sigmund. It'll be Lander ball. We'll get a throw-in from Germstad. .33-13 to go in the first half. No score yet between the Bearcats of Lander and USC Aiken. Short toss in, gets the play rolling again, and it rolls right back out of bounds to stop play. Another toss in. Lander bringing it back a little bit. Just some short passes here as the Pacers, again, being slightly more aggressive. That pass gets around, though. Trying to get around the defense of Raleigh is Vidal. Ends up getting blocked by Caitlin Armstrong again. It's the second time she's taken a hard shot to the shoulder there. Looks like a right shoulder. But it's going to be a corner kick. The Pacer defense not done yet. Chloe LaFranc to take the corner kick. Or again, it could be Emily Germstad, as they are both there. Now they're just going to do a quick little pass off in the corner. LaFranc with the shot. And that goes off the head of Broad, up into the air. Free ball. And sent along to the far corner now. Lander's still with it, and they're going to let that roll out of bounds for a throw-in. Ball overshoots on the pass. Drawing it a little bit further out of Pacer territory. Now Armendariz takes it away. She'll bring it on up. Looking for Willa Olsen. Overshoots her on the pass. Lander will take it right back. Nobody applying pressure to Mackenzie Yandel. And she's able to get a good pass off into the near corner. Nice little footwork there. Gets Sigmund to flinch. Now Lander's still with it. Looking to get a pass on up. Possible shot. Armstrong with pressure. Double team with Sigmund. Centering pass. Rolls, and that's going to go in for the goal. Potowski had a hand on it, but it just slipped under. And Lander strikes first with a goal at 30-41 to go in the first half.
At the moment, we've credited the Lander goal to number 28, Kelsey Fisher.
Kelsey Fisher currently credited with the goal. That could change upon further review. But for now, Kelsey Fisher has given Lander a 1-0 lead. Paisley will try to make this a tie game again. Overshoots into the corner. Will Olsen on the foot race. And the ball rolls out. It'll be a Lander throw-in. Sigmund gets tripped up over her own feet there. Ball is cleared into the Pacer own end. And bringing it up again. Manella speeding up to try to cut off the passing lane. Ends up driving the ball into the corner now. Another centering pass coming up. That goes off a body, but not before the whistle blows it dead, and it'll be Pacer ball. Potowski kicks it low. Kicked right back in by Lander. Getting around Broad was Vidal. Vidal still with it, and this time she gets tripped up by Broad. And Broad able to send it the other way a little bit. Armendariz, a little battle for it. A couple bodies flying. And sent out to midfield. Manella having her work cut out for her as that one's stolen off her feet, but Broad right back there to fight for it along the far end. And after a little pushing and shoving, the officials blow the whistle. It will remain Pacer ball, and Broad will kick it. Big intercepted by Lander. They're going to try to bring it up quickly. Manarali sends it the other way, though, to delay that. Lander right back on it, though, and now it's taken up by Sigmund. Sigmund passes it on ahead. Gets it to Gressa Olsen, passing it off to her sister. Back to Gressa, and coming out and running into the ball was Sarah Owen before Gressa Olsen could get a foot on it. Pass back in. Gressa Olsen again. Little pass for Giordano. Giordano takes a long shot, and Owen comes out to catch that one for an easy save. Rolled along to Yandel, who just passes it on up. This one kicked out of bounds and deflected off of Lefranc. The Pacers will have it. Armstrong to throw it in now. That one goes right off the head of Lefranc again and out of play. Pacers will move up a couple yards. And Armstrong will throw it in again. That one broken up a little bit, but Armstrong sending it back in off a kick. Broad keeps that one from crossing the midline and punches it right back in. Lander intercepting it and sending it back on the attack. Long pass for Germstad, trying to get around Raleigh. Ends up pulling back a little bit just to pass it off. Lander's still with it now. Long, I think that was a shot attempt, ends up getting deflected by Amanda Raleigh and goes out of bounds, and that will be a corner kick for Lander. The last time they had a corner kick, they ended up capitalizing with a goal. Let's see if they go with the same attack plan. Just a short pass to set up the offense. Again, same strategy. Pass back on in. Up in the air. Kotowski runs out to try to meet up with it. Misses it, but the ball rolls wide of the goal. No call as a player is down. And we'll see if they're going to stop the clock or not. And they are going to stop the clock, so they're probably going to either bring out the trainer or just make the substitution. But while we have a break, go ahead and thank some sponsors of USC Aiken Athletics, including Tyler's Tire and Auto Center and the South Carolina Education Lottery. When you play the South Carolina Education Lottery, you're not only taking a chance, but giving a chance. Well, no substitution, no trainer needed, as that one is punted out by Kwiatkowski and out of bounds. 25-25 to go in the first half. Lander leads it 1-0 over the Pacers. Sigmund tries to head it along. Lander takes it away. Short pass on up ahead to LaFranc. Ooh, nice little nifty pass there from LaFranc. Gets it on in, but nobody else able to catch up to it to set up an attack plan. Long centering pass goes off a chest. Kwiatkowski's out of her goal. The Pacers able to redirect it away and out of harm's way. Olsen in a little battle for the ball. Now Armstrong will throw it in, looking for Giordano. Lander with it now. And now they are passing it cleanly up. Juliet Vidal with it. She's pressured by Sigmund. Gets it to LaFranc. And that one's intercepted by Raleigh, but kept in by the Bearcats. Manella boots it along as it rolls to the near sideline here and out of bounds. Lander getting a clean pass up. Raleigh trying to cut things off. Pushes her in, close to the goal. Shot, and just wide of the net as it ricocheted around a little bit. Not sure if Kwiatkowski got a hand on it or not. Either way, the ball stayed out, and it'll be a goal kick for USC Aiken.
That's brilliant. Next time. All right, let's go, Blue. We slide, no bounce. Yep, come on. We're here.
Kwiatkowski looking for Armstrong. Sigmund tries to send it along, ends up sending it out. First substitution of the day.
Number 20, Lauren Lasley.
Lauren Lasley coming in,
for number 11,
and heading off is Charlotte Manella. Tossed on in by Armstrong, and now the Pacers will start up. Broad with it now. Looking for Armstrong on the pass. Armstrong gets it and redirects it towards the goal, but not in time for Olsen. It's cleared back out again. Lander taking over now. And that one cleared out. Ball rolling up ahead. Kwiatkowski coming far out of the goal to get it, and she will end up kicking it out, allowing both teams to bring their forces down a bit. Kicked on into the Pacer end again. That's going to be overshoot everybody and roll out of bounds. It'll be goal kick now for Kwiatkowski.
Substituting for USC Aiken is number 6, Sophie Boone. For number 4, Amanda Giordano.
Sophie Boone coming in for Amanda Giordano now. Passed on up ahead. Lander bringing it in. Only one to beat, but Raleigh stands her ground and steals the ball away. Armstrong gets it on the near end. Gets it on ahead for Gressa Olsen. Olsen just going to pass it off if she's feeling too much heat. Pass up for Boone, and Boone ends up tripping up. I think we'll call a foul on that one. Free kick for USC Aiken. Broad's pass gets intercepted and redirected by Lander. Pacers bringing it in now. Will Olsen trying to get around the defense. Able to shake one, but can't shake another as it's stolen away. Lander still keeping it in their end. Gressa Olsen playing aggressive, but she's going to get called on the offside. Will Olsen getting it over to Gressa Olsen. Gressa Olsen with her shot, but that one sails far from the net and into the intramural softball field.
For USC Aiken is number 18, Summer Ricciardi. And coming off the pitch is number 27, Caitlin Armstrong.
So Caitlin Armstrong coming off and Summer Ricciardi coming on for USC Aiken. Lander still maintaining possession, and that will quickly change as Raleigh gets a foot on it. It's it to Ricciardi. And passed on ahead. A little miscue there from Friedman. And ball will roll out for Lander. Lefranc with it. Makes a move, passes it on ahead, but that is picked up by Broad. Broad just going to punt that one over to the sideline, and it's kept in by Ricciardi, though. Nice little keep it moving now. Sigmund. Long pass ahead. And that one is going back to Alyssa Broad. Broad again, a long pass, looking for Ricciardi. Ricciardi has a tough time handling it, and Lander will steal it away. That one will be tapped on out off of a Bearcat, so it's USC Aiken ball. Ricciardi to throw it in. Ball redirected by Lander, and they'll bring it up the other way. Germstad still with it now. And punted back into the Lander end. Ball's up for grabs. And Gressa Olsen will take it. Gets it up to Armendariz. Armendariz, I'm not sure if it was a bad shot or a good pass. Either way, ball will be taken over by Lander. And paces right back with it. Gressa Olsen passes it on ahead. Lander intercepts it, however, and sends it the other way. Lander bringing it up the far end. Bringing it up quickly. There's a defense settling in. And they break up the play a little bit. Swing momentum the other way as it rolls out to midfield. Lander's still with it now. Trying to pass it on ahead for Yandel. Yandel with it. Tries to get around Ricciardi. Centering pass over the heads of everybody, and that's going to roll out for a goal kick.
Let's go, Blue. Organize and keep it here. Jump, come on, hurry. Here it comes.
And Kwiatkowski kicks it out. Looking for Ricciardi, but it's picked up by the Bearcats. Germstad was able to steal it away, but the Pacers take it right back with Armendariz. Short pass from her, looking for Boone. Boone has to catch up to it before it's stolen away. Broad sees her pass redirected and stolen back by Lander. Gressa Olsen bringing it up. Looking for a route around the defenders. Gets tripped up a little bit, but stays with the ball. Gets it to Ricciardi, and Ricciardi dumps it on in. Not very deep, however, as Lander heads it out. LeFranc with it now. Ricciardi trying to apply some pressure. Ends up letting the ball sweep on through. Boone taking it away now. And she has a pass to nobody as LeFranc punts it in to clear it. Vidal with it now. Looking for an opening. Finds it with Germstad. Germstad triple team now, still with the ball. And she will pass it on off to relieve some pressure. Vidal with a shot, and that goes on one hop into the hands of Kwiatkowski for the save. Booming kick from Tasha Kwiatkowski. Goes off the head of Gressa Olsen to her sister Willa Olsen. Pass on up ahead. Chasing it down is Lasley. Lasley in the corner now. Getting pressured, and that ball will roll out. And I'll say that went off of Lasley, so it'll be Lander ball. This is trying to bring it towards the goal. A couple bodies fall, and a foul coming up on the Pacers. Lander very quick to take the kick. Now they'll punt it out of their zone, but Raleigh sends it right back to him. Rolling on in and coming out of the goal to meet it is Sarah Owen. Ricciardi with it, and her pass intended for Gressa Olsen is easily intercepted by Lander. And now LeFranc taking it. LeFranc still with it as it goes off a boot. Pass ahead, gets to Germstad. Germstad almost has a free lane, makes a move, and Raleigh coveting in and cutting her off, having her regroup. Centering pass attempt, still a free ball. Bouncing around, Pacers with it, and it is cleared out of harm's way by Sigmund. Good chance there from Lander. One too many moves. Probably should have tried the shot. Armendariz fighting for the ball, still has it. And now the ball will roll out on the Bearcats, so Pacers will have a throw-in. Broad tosses it in for Willa Olsen. That one's stolen away by Lander. They're bringing it up quickly. Brianna Taylor bringing it up. It's checked by Amanda Raleigh. And still keeping it as a Bearcat ball. As it bounces around a little bit. Now Sophie Boone will kick it out. Sigmund with the pass to Gressa Olsen. Gressa Olsen has some trouble with it. All trying to get through. And Kwiatkowski will run on out to pick it up. 11:39 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Lander. Ricciardi Short pass to Armendariz. And she sends it on in, looking for the corner. Pass to the keeper, Owen, right back on out to Yandel. Foul called. And it'll be called on the Pacers, so Lander will keep it. That one going over everybody's head, and that one will roll out on Lander, so Pacers will take over again.
Substituting in for the Pacers, number 26, Alyssa Weissel. Replacing number 15, Alyssa Broad.
So Weisel will come in for Alyssa Broad now for USC Aiken. And Sigmund will toss it in. Ball being driven back into the USC Aiken end. That one almost looked like it went off the face of Brianna Taylor as it went out. The Pacers will keep it. Pushed ahead by USC Aiken, Willa Olson keeping that going, but Lander taking over. Sigmund now taking it, looking for Gressa Olson. She finds her. That's a pass to Willa, right back to Gressa. Gressa's got an open lane, chooses to pass. Ball is still rolling, and that one's just going to go wide of the net to the left. Good chance there for USC Aiken. And it's going to result in a corner kick, though, for the Pacers. And Willa Olson will take it. And corner kick on its way. Up in the air, and that one headed out by the defense. Olson meets it again. Long shot over the head and in the goal! Willa Olson, a long shot, and she makes it. That ties the score up at 1 at 9:13 to go in the first half. That was a shot and a prayer, and it worked out beautifully.
Number 13, Willa Olson. Substituting for Lander will be number 16, Katie Arthur, for number 28, Kelsey Fisher.
The Pacers have tied it up at 1 apiece here in the later parts of the first half. Again, only 9 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the first. All tied up. So it's basically a brand new game as the score is tied up again. Lander starting away with it. Brought up by the Bearcats. Picked up by Boone. She passes it on off, but it's going to be stolen away by LaFranc. LaFranc charging in hard. Getting around Sigmund, trying to get around Sigmund. And now she'll try for a centering pass, and that one just missing the goal, missing everybody, and will roll out. And kicked away by the Pacers out of bounds. Smart play there. Could have been a corner kick had Ricciardi not gotten up to that in time. Lander threw it in and it was punted right back out by the Pacers, so they'll try again. Ooh, collision out there at midfield between Gressa Olson. I believe that was, not sure who that was. Hannah Sinner, looks like.
Big ball, long ball, Chloe, be aware.
Kowski far out of her net now to take this kick. Kicks it in nice and long. Pacers will hold on to it with Sigmund. Sigmund tries to pass it ahead. Lander redirects it, though. A little shove there from Madison Friedman. And they are going to call a foul on that play. Lander holding the ball now in their own end. Kicked ahead, but still in Lander on the Lander half. So they'll keep it in their end. Now they'll clear it on out. Trying to get a long pass ahead, and that will be cut off by USC Aiken. LaFranc with it now, and she punts it right back into her own end. Into the Pacers zone where Sigmund gets ahead on it. Now Boone trying to chase down LaFranc. LaFranc with it still. Gets a good pass off. And on ahead into the Pacers zone. Kwiatkowski coming out of the goal. Still a live ball. And it will be cleared on out of harm's way by USC Aiken. This is bringing it along, but that's turned right around by Lander, and they bring it in quick. Germstad with the pass to LaFranc. LaFranc gets tied up for a moment, and just enough time for the Pacers to boot it out a bit. Kept around midfield. Gressa Olsen, very aggressive right now. And that ball ends up back in Lander territory. McCarthy ends up having her pass intercepted by the Pacers. It's a bouncing ball. They'll try to bring it on down. Armendariz gets a foot on it. And that one rolls into the hands of Owen as Willa Olsen tried to catch up in time. And she ended up making contact with Owen and is going to get carded for that. A yellow card on Willa Olsen. The clock stops at 5:27. We'll have a goal kick coming up from Sarah Owen and the Bearcats. Germstad with the ball after the goal kick. Now Pacers stealing it away. Armendariz pushes it forward. Lander sending it right back. Armendariz again, taking it, bringing it up, looking for an opening, can't find it. And the ball will be picked up by Lander. Long boot ahead, off of a head. Kwiatkowski coming out and overruns it. Free shot, and that's a goal for number 10, Emily Germstad. Kwiatkowski overshot the ball, and it was an empty net. All for Germstad. Lander retakes the lead with 4:34 to go in the first half, and they lead it 2-1.
Substituting in for Lander will be number 5, Lauren Schuba. Substituting out will be number 7, Victoria Lang.
Basil will try to tie this one up again with only a few minutes to go in the first half. That won't help any as it's kicked on out and Lander will take over. A little footwork there from Yandel as it's brought on up. Overshooting the intended target, and Boone will take it. Her pass gets intercepted by LaFranc, however, and it's still a loose ball. And Pacers kick it out. And Gress Olsen ends up getting pushed down. That'll be a foul on Lander. Pacers take it with a free kick. Kicked on ahead where Lander gets a foot on it, now a head on it. And Faces will keep it though. LeFranc taking it now for Lander. Getting pressured by Boone. Just passes it on off. Now Germstead moving it along. Just a little short pass for Katie Arthur. Long pass this time up for Vidal. Juliette Vidal dancing around. Tries to thread a pass through. She does. Shot coming up, and Kwiatkowski making a dive on it for the save. Not a very hard shot, but it was accurate enough and dangerous enough. Now Pacers will bring it the other way, though. Armendariz with it. Pass for Willa Olson, and she loses it on her pass attempt. Up ahead, Amanda Raleigh meets it. Sigmund with it. Looking for anybody to be open. She finds Gressa Olson. Gressa Olson looking for Willa Olson. Has it intercepted. Pacers take it right back. Willa Olson trying to pass it ahead for Gressa again, but it is broken up by the Lander D. Ball still bouncing around in the air. Now it finally touches the ground and rolls out on the Bearcats. Sigmund again with it. Throws it in. LeFranc breaks it up. Amanda Raleigh charges up and kicks it back in. Lander will now take over. 2 minutes to go in the first half. As the ball rolls out to the far end into the stands, Pacer ball. Tossed on in and punted ahead by Boone. Ball will roll out on the Pacers, so Lander takes over with a throw-in. And Raleigh takes it, kicks it into the Lander end, trying to set up some offense. Lander defense stops that. Long pass across the field. Pacers still with it. Pass broken up and stolen away by LeFranc. LeFranc brings it through. Still bringing it through. Passes it on off. As we reach the 1 minute mark. Taylor. Shot on goal, or shot off goal. Either way, Kwiatkowski came out and pushed it aside and out. But a corner kick coming up for Lander with under a minute to go. This could be the last play of the half, depending on how they take it. Lander going with a long kick this time. Raleigh comes out to meet it. Ball bounces around and is cleared on out with 26 seconds to go. Willa Olson fighting for it. Can't seem to shake off Kylie Eppel. And now Lander will pass it on back to the keeper, Owen,
10,
who will punt it on out
9,
to drain some more time.
8, 7, 6,
Sigmund
5,
tries to punch
4,
it along. Only
3,
a few seconds remain,
2,
and that's kicked out, and
1,
that will close out
0.
the first half.
We've reached
Lander
halftime
leads
here
it
at the
2-1
Pacer
as we
Patriots
enter
score,
halftime,
Lander
and after
2,
a short
USC
break,
Aiken
we will
1.
be back for half number 2 with the Bearcats leading the Pacers 2-1. And welcome back to the Pacer Pit. The sun has just about set and the air has cooled down beautifully. It is absolutely wonderful weather to start up the second set. Pacers trailing the Lander Bearcats 2-1. And before we start off the second half of action, go ahead and thank the remaining sponsors of USC Aiken Athletics. And those sponsors would be the Hudson Etheridge Companies and Auto Owners Insurance. For all of your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, count on Hudson Etheridge Companies and Auto Owners Insurance. Along with Aiken Flooring, you can stand on us. And Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Every dish is served with a side of Southern hospitality, so stop on in and tell them Pacer Sports sent you. And once again, I'm Marcus Johnson, thanking you for joining us on your Wednesday evening. And I'm so glad the sun is down and the air is cooling off. Being a northern transplant, I can't tell you how wonderful it is. But we're underway again in the second half. Lander starting off with the ball. And they kick it on out. So it'll be USC Aiken ball. Or not, no, it will be Lander ball, never mind. Long throw-in. Goes off ahead. And Pacers steal it away, a little too aggressive on that kick forward. Lander taking it right back. Long pass ahead, and that one is going to get through to Vidal. Vidal gets cut off by Broad, though, and slowed down. Ball right around the goal, and she shoots and scores. Coming out of nowhere and punching that one through the defenders. I believe that was, still waiting on a number of who scored that. Oh, so we'll wait for the official scoring, but a great shot and a great goal to get it through, and an early start here in the second half for Lander. They lead 3-1.
To number 23, Chloe Lafranc.
Chloe Lafranc getting credited with the goal.
11, Juliette Vidal.
Juliette Vidal with the assist, and she had a wide open pass to draw the defenders in, just passed it on off to Lafranc, punched it into the back of the net. So you score now 3-1, as that was scored within a minute of the half starting. Pacers now have it in the Bearcats' end. Looking to set something up offensively. Not this time as Lander takes it away, and the whistle will blow the play dead. Pacers with a free kick here. Midway into Lander territory. And Amanda Giordano will take it. And she kicks it on in towards the goal. Redirected, rolling towards the net, and just wide. Charlotte Manella got a foot on it to direct it towards the net, but it just missed by about a foot. Wide to the right of the net. Score remains 3-1 as Sarah Owen kicks it out from the goal. Low kick. Armendariz runs up to meet it. Pushes it back into the Lander end. Willa Olsen getting a body on that one. Pushes it in towards the corner. Now trying to center it, but it's cut on off by Lander's Mackenzie Yandel. Pushed on up. Near midfield. Pacers trying to send it back in, but Lander pushing it back out with Lafranc. Pass on up ahead. Good pass. Gets through the defenders. 2-on-2 action here. And now they run into a stonewall. Shot coming up. Kotowski makes the save. Still a live ball. Kotowski again. Oh, she had a hand on it, but it rolled on through. Was able to make one save, but couldn't complete the second save. And Lander taking a 4-1 lead. Can't really fault Kwiatkowski on that one. She was on the ground recovering from the first save.
Substituting in for the Pacers.
Just couldn't stop the second one.
Number 20 and number 18, Summer Ricciardi. Credit the goal to number 6, Brianna Taylor.
And Brianna Taylor gets the official credit for the goal on that one. Lander leading 4-1 with 42:06 to go. In the second half, they have scored 2 goals within 3 minutes, already equaling their total from the entire first half. We'll get a throw in here from Caitlin Armstrong. And Giordano can't hold on to that one as it's sent back into the Pacer end. Broad runs after it, but Kotowski comes out to meet it and kick it forward. That one bouncing off ahead. And now sitting around midfield where Lander punches it in. Kotowski again coming out to meet it and kicking it out. Giordano with some fancy footwork. Gets it to Gressa Olsen. Now Olsen trying to dance around as she's double teamed. Ball still up for grabs though. Lander coming away with it now as they punch it back to Owen, who kicks it on free. Amanda Raleigh with it. Now Giordano again with it. Looking for an opening. Tries to get it to Manella. Manella driving it in towards the near end. Or near side, I should say. Still fighting for it. A nice battle between Lander and USC Aiken as it enters the corner, and now Lander bringing it out again. And that's going to draw a whistle there as Broad was able to fight off a couple of attacks. Now kicked on in. Armendariz goes over her head. Met by Armstrong, who punches it out. Pacers still with it now as they sit around just in Lander territory. Armendariz with it. Pass to Armstrong again. Armstrong trying to get around as the ball rolls near the corner, and that one's still in. Lander keeps it in and kicks it out. Amanda Raleigh running back to meet it, but she's going to give it to let Kwiatkowski come out and get it and drive the ball out. Now Lander bringing it back into the Pacer end. Trying to get around Raleigh, she does. Still getting in towards the net. Kwiatkowski comes out to cut off the angle. Still a live ball shot, just goes off the side of the net and out. Pacer defense getting picked apart here in the second half. Pretty strong in the first half, but this half Lander has them figured out as they have been driving towards the net and driving hard and already have 2 goals to their credit. Armstrong gets it ahead to Gressa Olsen, looking for anybody to be open, and neither Will Olsen or Manello could get to the ball in time. Lander taking it away. Aces with it again. Armendariz driving in towards the corner. Leaving it open, and that goes off a body and out, and a corner kick coming up for USC Aiken. See if they can capitalize on this chance. Amanda Giordano to take the corner kick. And a very low corner kick to nobody. Lander coming away with it. Pushed back in by Ricciardi. Giordano gets her foot on it now. Tries to center it, gets it. Will Olsen with a kick. And that one sails high over the net. Well out of play. Good for 3 on the other football, but not this one. And now Owen to kick it. Headed forward by Lander and brought up quickly. Near the Pacer goal, good pass off. Ooh, little slip and fall, but right there to get the shot off and get the goal was number 10, Emily Germstad. And that makes it 5-1. Despite the miscue from Juliet Vidal, Germstad was there to bail her out and capitalize with the 5th Lander goal.
The Lander goal by number 10, Emily Germstad. The assist to number 11, Juliet Vidal.
Vidal does get credited with an assist. Now the Pacers trailing 5-1. Not even 10 minutes gone in this second half.
Substituting in for USC Aiken, number 6, Sophie Boone. For number 14, Madison Friedman.
And Friedman coming off, Boone heading on. Pacers trying to drive, and there's a foul called this time on Charlotte Manella. LaFranc, checked by Giordano. Passes it on off to Germstad, who in turn passes it. Picked up by Broad. Manella will try to bring it the other way. Slips it through the legs and gets it across midfield. Good pass over for Willa Olsen. Willa trying to drive towards the net. Runs into a defender and is absolutely stonewalled as the ball is driven back out. Whistle will blow. That'll be a foul on USC Aiken. Free kick for Lander. Cressa Olsen trying to drive in. Still holding it. Takes a long shot, and that one will be saved by Owen. Ball still is loose, and now Owen diving on top of it before Manella could get even a chance at it. Nice long kick from Owen into the Pacer end where Raleigh touches it. Armstrong can't handle it, and it's picked up by the Bearcats. Now Pacers take it. Pass to seemingly nobody as Lander takes it right back.